Can you hear me? Thank you, Paula. Good evening. In case you didn't know it, I'm Ed Gabriel, President of the American Task Force on Lebanon. This is an amazing crowd tonight. It's the largest gala, I think, that we've ever had, and it promises to be a very special evening with special awardees. Now, I'm going to talk for just a few minutes because I want to introduce you to the new ATFL and also try to inspire you on a call to action. But first, let me just say thank you to everyone for your support. It means a great deal to us. On behalf of the board, its members, and advisors, we want to thank you, and especially our remarkable ATFL team, Jean Abinader, Kristen Kutab, Stephen Howard, James McClellan, Cheyenne Mawad, and our close friend and collaborator, Jay Gazelle. Let me offer a special thanks to Sarah Shuhayab, who did the voiceovers for us as well for a few of the videos. Now, I want to especially acknowledge Jean Abinader, who underwent a medical procedure. He's not with us tonight, but I want Jean to know this whole room misses him. We miss you, Jean. Now, you know, ATFL's success is due in large part to the collaboration of many of you in this room. We brought together critical help and hope for the Lebanese people when they most needed it. You know, our partners and our collaborators, many of you who are in this room, include officials of the Biden administration, House and Senate leadership, the diplomatic corps, business community think tanks, multilateral organizations, NGOs, religious groups, and past and present leaders of ATFL. There are literally so many people in this room that should be recognized, we couldn't do it. So what we did instead was we had a rolling set of slides during dinner. I hope you noticed that we tried to call out as many names as possible. And I apologize if it wasn't as personal as you had hoped. But you know, there's always an exception to every case. There's one family that has probably done more in the last 30 years for U.S.-Lebanon relations and ATFL than the Issam Ferris family. Let's hear it for Nijad and Zainab. He's my little brother. Now, let me just say this. I recently met with our ATFL team, and I said that in spite of all your good work and all the accomplishments that you and our brother and sister organizations have done, the Lebanese people are still suffering. With all this that we've done, they're still suffering. Things are getting worse as the days to save Lebanon are getting less. But I do want to say something to you. I believe that we in this room have a very special sauce, a collective willpower that will change the course of events. Now, let me give you an example of why I feel this way. When General John Abizaid joined ATFL as an advisor, where is he? He's somewhere here. He said this. He said, "I accept this position because I owe much of where I am today because of my heritage." Ladies and gentlemen, look around this room. You know, so many of you here feel the same way, whether it's through your heritage or your connection to Lebanon. For instance, the General Abizaid has joined a voluntary policy group of former officials, including the former Supreme Allied Commander George Jowan. I love that title. 4 Cabinet Secretaries Spence Abraham, Alex Azar, Ray LaHood, and Donna Shalala, and members of Congress as well. Charles Bustani, Nick Rahal, and John Sununu. We're also blessed to have 10 senior advisors that come from the business, financial, and economic world, and they're all through the audience here. They have given us unbelievable advice and strategic guidance. That's the new ATFL. Now, I should say the entire room is filled with dedicated professionals. The entire room is filled with dedicated professionals that care about one thing: the Lebanese people. These people don't deserve what happened to them. Every time we visit Lebanon, we come back reinvigorated and determined to try to help them so they won't be alone. We've told them they won't be alone in this fight, and we've also said that America will have their backs. There's a lot of officials in this room tonight that feel that way as well, so hopefully they agree with me. Without Lebanese leadership, this road to recovery is going to be an endless maze of non-action and indifference. But ATFL is about solutions, policy solutions. We've worked very hard with our colleagues in this room, and hopefully more will join us, to ensure that Lebanon protects its sovereignty and territorial integrity, and it becomes a beacon once again for prosperity, stability, and democracy. But the Lebanese people can't wait for these big solutions. They're hurting. They need urgent, sustainable programs that guarantee affordable, clean energy and water, a banking system that protects their life savings, education and health services that once defined the best of what Lebanon has to offer, and a Lebanon that remains for the Lebanese. ATFL has a few ideas. We have a few ideas. We want to share them with you. So please, tomorrow, if you're not in contact with us, write us. Let us know about your ideas, whether or not you can volunteer time, perhaps financial support. But we want to make sure that we stay connected to you. If everyone in this room really puts their mind to it, we can have it make a difference. So with that, let me just say thank you. I do want to close. I'd like to thank all of our diplomats serving in Lebanon right now, especially our outgoing ambassador, Dorothy Shea. They have done really good work. So in keeping with this close relationship that we have with the State Department and the federal government and the House and the Senate, we'd like to call your attention to the screen for a short video by Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs, Victoria Nuland.
Thank you, Ambassador Gabriel. It's an honor to be back with this incredible community for the second year in a row. And congratulations to all tonight's honorees. Secretary Blinken, all of us at the State Department are proud to be longtime partners of the American Task Force on Lebanon in supporting the beautiful country and its people. For generations, the Lebanese American community has made enormous contributions to the U.S. and also to Lebanon in academia, government, philanthropy, business, music, and the arts. Today's honorees, from a university president to a sitting congressman to leading CEOs, illustrate all of these contributions. And of course, the fabulous Mayas. I hear that we had a huge contingent from the State Department who voted for them on America's Got Talent. We need the beauty, the joy, and the inspiration that the Mayas bring at this challenging moment for Lebanon. But first, some good news. In October, with strong U.S. support, Lebanon and Israel concluded a once elusive maritime boundary agreement, which will create economic opportunities for both nations. and of course the not so good news. As all of you know well, in the midst of an economic crisis, Lebanon's leaders have failed for more than 6 months to elect a successor to former President Michel Aoun, depriving the Lebanese people of the stability that they need most. And more than a year after Lebanon signed a staff-level agreement to secure IMF support, its leaders still haven't implemented required reforms. The U.S. will continue to push Lebanese officials to elect a president, form a government, and implement reforms to put Lebanon back on the path to recovery and stability. At the same time, we're continuing to support the Lebanese armed forces and internal security forces. We are using sanctions and other tools to counter Hezbollah's malign influence and hold corrupt elites accountable. And we're providing crucial assistance to those who need it most. Last year alone, the U.S. government provided $400 million to support the most vulnerable in Lebanon, including Syrian refugees and their Lebanese host communities, and over $100 million to support the Lebanese private sector, enhance government service delivery, and improve access to education. ATFL also continues to be generous. You truly represent the gold standard in diaspora support, including when you delivered more than $50 million in badly needed medical supplies after the 2020 port explosion. And while the road ahead is difficult for Lebanon, there's room for optimism. Lebanon's political class did come together to support the maritime agreement. Now they need to bring that same sense of unity, energy, and purpose to the task of rescuing Lebanon's economy and stabilizing the country. That is the future that the Lebanese people deserve and the future that we all want for them. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Have a wonderful evening.
I want to say how much we appreciate Secretary Nuland's service to our country and how we've developed this very close relationship with the Department of State. We have two Ethans in the audience, Ethan Goldrich and Ethan Lynch, who we work with on a regular basis, and we want to thank you for all you do. Let me end by thanking everyone for being with us tonight. And now I want to turn the program over to our MCs, starting with Spence Abraham, my partner and in crime.